P. Diddy got a ton of money. He got a ton of influence. The reason people have been quiet so many years is because I believe, and this is my opinion, I think that they're afraid for their lives. I mean, he can get hitmen to come out and touch you.
Right.
And he's rapped about it. He's been involved with situations like that. People think he has something to do with Tupac's death. And so I think that they should consider that him being out could cause him to use other people to act on his behalf to do violent things to get him out. He has a lot to lose, and people that have a lot to lose will do crazy things. So I think that when they're looking at whether or not he's consistently violent, it's not like he's in the streets doing drive-by shootings and got bodies on his record. So they're not going to consider him to be a present dangerous person. However, his financial means and the history of alleged things that he's been involved in, which using other people to commit crimes, is the thing that I think they should be most worried about.
You know, it reminds me, Officer Tatum, it reminds me a bit of Harvey Weinstein, where he was deemed too big to fall in Hollywood. You know, one of the biggest beasts in Hollywood in every sense. You know, he seemed untouchable until he wasn't. And now he's never coming out of prison, quite likely. I'm getting that same kind of feeling about P. Diddy, that we may actually never see him come out of prison. This might be it.
I think that P. Diddy is like Jeffrey Epstein, man. These guys are untouchable and they have so much money, and that at some point, it all comes crashing down. And there's two ways of it crashing down. One is that they have so many different people that were involved in these Diddy parties, and they've seen things and they've been involved in things, and they can leverage those witnesses against him and give the ability to not be prosecuted in order to testify against him. They did the same thing with Donald Trump, and they're going to do the same thing with P. Diddy. And it's a lot of it there. There's so many people that went to these parties. Lecrae, who's a Christian rap artist, made mention that he went to a Diddy party. And he didn't name Diddy, but he described a Diddy party and said he saw a whole bunch of behavior that was unbecoming, that he had to at some point leave. So you got people that are in the gospel music industry, you got celebrities who are artists, you have athletes, you have a plethora of people who have been involved in these nefarious parties. And that's going to be very difficult for him to be able to fight against all of these people who have an eyewitness testimony of something nefarious that have happened. There's a lot of things operating here. To the point that was brought up earlier, the defense will have to try to make these things not admissible in court, right? Some of these civil suits, if they can try to get it to where they cannot bring any of these things up in court because they're civil issues and they're not relevant, they can work for P. Diddy on his side.